Welcome to finallyicansee.com. We have this amazing LED product that will fit on your machine and has the incredible ability to actually bend and go around corners. So you can have about 3 times as much light as you would normally get with just a single strip of LED. Now in your kit you have an alcohol kit or an alcohol wipe, a power supply, and you have wire management clips. So I already put one wire management clip here for where I wanted to put this tape, and I'm going to show you the easiest way to install it on your machine. So I have the clip here where I want to put it, and what you want to do when you first have your machine is take your alcohol pad, open it up, wipe the whole machine down where the tape is going to go underneath it. Now we have already done that. Then you're going to take your own hair dryer and warm everything up so that everything is nice and warm for the adhesive to work. Then you're going to get some masking tape, and I'm going to show you how that's going to work so that you can keep your LED exactly where you want to put it. Now you noticed I'm going to put this at kind of in a little bit at an angle so that I can actually get it on my machine the way that I want it to start applying. So I'll put a little bit of a bend right here, and I'll put some tape here just to kind of get it set up where I want it. And then I'll just go through and kind of get the whole machine where I want to put this tape. So I get a kind of a layout before I end up putting it down with the adhesive. And you'll notice that with each little S turn in this tape, it allows you to bend the tape one way. So with this turn right here, I can actually bend it this way. That's the only way I can bend it. With this one, I can actually bend it this way. So just basically notice that there are 2 different locations where you can actually bend that tape. I'm going to show you what that looks like on this side of the machine. So right here, I'm going to bend it. And the masking tape is worth its weight in gold with this kind of application. Otherwise, you are just juggling too much. Now actually I want to move this a little bit. I want to bring this out just a hair to this outer corner. You also notice that sometimes the tape might have a little joint right here, and that's just where the manufacturer continued on with the run of producing it. And the other thing I'll point out is there is a spot every 3 LEDs that is 4 copper colored circles. Anytime you see that, if you wanted to actually trim this off on your machine and you said, oh, this is enough light, I don't need this extra piece, you could actually take a pair of scissors and cut right in between those and trim off the excess. For today though, I would like to use as much light as I can get on my machine, so I'm going to leave it on there. Now you'll notice right here on this corner, I can bend it here, which would be a little bit too long for this tape, so I'm going to actually bend it at this next junction. So I'm going to tape it down, then I'm going to bend it. And this is actually going to end up being, you can see, a little bit too long. So I am going to trim this one off. So I'll take my scissors. I'll just take this little piece right here, in between the 2 copper circles. And there we go. I trimmed it right off. So now with this last piece here, I'll try to get this in the light so you can see it a little bit better. I'm going to put my last piece of tape there. There we go. So now you can kind of see I have it taped pretty much where I want it. And we're going to actually start on this side. So what I'm going to do is just pull off a little piece of the tape. Going to put my other piece of wire management stick on right there. So now that's going to be there. I'm going to take this off and I'm going to peel off this adhesive protection sheet. Okay, so what we're going to start doing is we're going to lay that down flat, and I'm going to put that in my wire management location. I'm going to push this down really nice and hard. So the other thing you're going to have to provide is a Sharpie stick or something along those lines, a Sharpie pen. I'm just going to use the plastic end, and every time I have a corner, I'm going to push it down so that it's nice and flat and it doesn't catch on my fabric later. It just kind of helps me instead of using my finger, because my finger hurts when I do that. And then you'll notice I'm only taking off the tape that I need to at the time so that I can push down this tape. Now when you push it down really good, you want to push it as hard as you can, because this is the time to get this adhesive to stick. The other thing that you're going to do when you're all done is you're going to take your hair dryer again. Sorry about that, my headphones fell off. You're going to take your hair dryer again and you're going to warm this all up and push it down one more time, because again, this is the time you want to make sure this adhesive sticks on there really well. And I don't want any gaps right in here, so make sure you push your tape down. Okay. Now remember, we came to another corner here, so I'm going to push this down really good with my pen. Now this adhesive, also, since this tape is cut in the form of kind of an S, you can feel that it's a little sticky because the adhesive is the full size, so that's all right. Okay, here's another shot of this. So basically I'm getting that part of it right there. I'm going to flip this over for you so you get a little better view. Okay, so we have another corner here. So we're going to push that down really good with our end of our Sharpie. Get the corner really good. Keep pulling this off. I have this last section right here. And I'll just try to make it get straight. Alright, so now we have that completely done. Now all we have to do is just push this corner down again with our Sharpie again. It's a very handy little tool that you probably have in your drawer somewhere. So now that's all taken care of. Let's take it for a test run, fire it up and see what this looks like. I'm going to unplug my lights right here. And I'm going to plug this in. And that is an amazing amount of light. So, finallyICouldSee.com. You have an amazing amount of light. The last thing we're going to want to do is you're going to want to take your hair dryer now, warm up everything really good, and push down on all your tape. And then last, we're going to I like to use a fabric stick, it's actually called. You can find it at your local hobby store. But I like to take a hot glue gun because as you're running lots of fabric, and if you have a lot of thick fabric or different things like that, it's going to want to kind of catch up on this. And you do not want this tape to tear off. You're going to enjoy it. You want it to stay there for a long time. So my recommendation would be is you just put a little touch of this hot glue just kind of on the corners. And on the ends. And if you use just a little teeny bit, you can't really see it, but it will kind of help your fabric from sticking on it. That's why I like this fabric glue. It's a white one, and it just seems to kind of blend in really well. Just a fine, small amount. If you want to make sure that your fabric will never, ever pull it off. Flip this around one last time. And right here where your cord, you're constantly, if you want to unplug or plug in your cord for your power supply, so basically your power supply goes right into here, and that's what you turn on and off this machine, or the light with. You'll actually have a spot right here that I recommend just putting a little bit of this hot glue on there. And then that'll help with your machine. So again, just take your hair dryer when you're all finished, warm this all up, push this all down, make sure that hot glue is cooled off sufficiently, and then enjoy your new light from finallyicansee.com.